Good evening, everyone. You're in the spotlight with Brian Gardner for this Thursday, April the 11th, 2019. Good to have you all here for our second of two shows this week. Apologies for the late start. My computer is running incredibly slow tonight. We're having it's one of those things where you earlier today I had to update my computer once I turned it off, and when I turned it back on, I had to do all that nonsense. Uh, that stuff that happens after you've updated your computer upon shutdown, where it has to like collaborate everything and all that stuff. So it took forever for me to get on. Um, so yeah, that was part of it. But we're off and running now, although a little bit slow. We don't have a lot tonight, but the big attraction is the return of an old friend. I'll get to that in just a moment. But as we start off, as always, if you'd like to interact and contribute to the show and have your voice heard, you can email us at itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. Remember to use the hashtag itspotlight411 for anything you tweet regarding our show. And if you're interested in following us on Facebook, you can do so by searching for us with our show title in the Spotlight 411. And once you find us on Facebook, make sure that you like our fan page. You can interact with us, have fun with us, and all that cool, fun, nifty stuff. All right. My co-host Mike has joined us. How you doing, Mike?
I am half asleep. How are you?
That sounds about right. I'm okay. I'm excited. Now, let me start off by saying, other than the big event tonight, we don't have a lot tonight. We have a very quick box office beat because there's not a lot to talk about yet. TV highlights are going to be very short because I don't have a lot to offer. I know that sounds weird because we haven't done it in over a month, but it is what it is. I'm just doing it because people have been asking about it. And then we got a real quick hit topic to talk about, and then that's it. That's just Jeff Tech. So, and that is the return tonight for those of you that are. And I know I've gotten a lot of mail about this since Tuesday when I made this announcement. Who's Jeff Tech? Because there are people that are new. They don't know who Jeff Tech is. Well, let me give you a really quick refresher course on Jeff Tech. Before we moved to Google Plus, and which is now YouTube. We were on TalkShoe for pretty much the bulk of our run over these 8 years. When we first got to TalkShoe, we were given somebody to assist us, a tech support person to assist us. That person was Jeff Tech. Now, he was only supposed to be a one-off, just somebody to help us, and I don't even remember the details. For some reason, we just got to talking. He said, well, you know what, because I was, at that point, I knew nothing about the system. I knew nothing about a lot of things. And he goes, well, I think he was just being nice. He's like, well, listen, if you need further help and you don't want to go through if you don't want to be one of those people, every time you talk to tech support, you get somebody different. Sometimes you get people that are not helpful at all. So if you want to ensure that you deal with somebody familiar and that you feel like can help you, like me, then, here's my messenger screen name and everything, just come and chat with me. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's great. I'd rather talk to somebody I know can help me and that's familiar. So I think maybe over the next month or so, I think I maybe contact him about maybe 3 or 4 times. And it just sparked from there. And then he became a focal point of our show because we learned more about him. And he was just so inappropriate. And he'd throw me during the show. Like, he'd send me a message and he would just distract the hell out of me. And he tried to be, Mike knows this, he tried to be so professional, and he tried to come up with breaking news updates that were well after the fact, like when we already established something. Like, it was just, he became a character in a way. And what was so cool about him, sorry about the echo, I'm making some adjustments here, but what was so cool about him was that it built itself up because he never ever came on the air. You never heard his voice. And back then we were only an audio show, and we're going to be going back to that soon. But he was just a guy that I had to read his messages about, and concerning. There was even a point, and Mike remembers this, where our sometimes guest co-host Justin called him out. It was like, dude, like, are you for real? Like, are you really a person? Because it got to the point where some people did wonders, like, is this somebody that, Brian happens to be making up or reading about? And we even did this, like, who is Jeff Tech hashtag thing or something. And he never did come on the show. He has his personal reasons why he doesn't like voice, like want his voice out there. It's just the way he is, and that's just the way he always was. And and it became a thing where I think eventually people were like, this can't be made up. It's gone on for so long, and it's so like it's almost like you can't believe it. It can't be made up. So it got to that point with him. So um, so that's kind of where it was at. And then, when it it was before we left Talk Show, but his schedule changed and he was unable to be a part of the show. Um, and it was kind of devastating for us because he added a dynamic to our show, and we were all just like really upset about that. And so and then obviously when we came here, we didn't have him. We still have, and I honestly, I think I heard from maybe right before we made the jump here to YouTube, and um, that was that. Like that was a few years ago, and I haven't heard from him since. And as I explained the other day, um, I reached out to him myself because I was just looking because people have been asking me, well, hey, are you doing a birthday thing or not? And that was pretty much the reason that I reached out to him was that reason. And um, so yeah, that's the reason why I reached out to him. And I said I thought it'd be a good idea to see if we can get him back. I've tried on some of the anniversaries, but I didn't really try that hard. And maybe it's just the right thing at right place at the right time, I guess is what I'm saying. So I did that, and he got back to me, I think a few hours later, and said, yeah, he would do it, and that he was looking forward to doing it, and that it was finally a good time for him to do it, and that he had some things to share, and he wanted to give people an update, those of our fans that knew of him. He wanted to give an update to. So I don't know when he's going to join us. He had originally told me he'd be here at the top of the show, and then he told me that he was running behind. So when he does join us, we're going to jump right in with it because he did tell me that he doesn't have an ultra amount of time, which is fine. So we want to make sure that we get him in while we can. And look, people have been asking me for the last 2 days. Does this mean he's going to call in, or or does it mean he's going to appear on like screen, or is this like, are we going to hear a voice? What are we going to get? He didn't tell me. I highly doubt that he will call or show up on screen. I kind of think he was asking me if I still had Messenger, which I don't. So I think that might give you some inclination. And he hasn't gotten back to me since. So I have no idea how he plans to get in touch with me. I really don't feel like reading like millions of messages from him. So I'm kind of hoping that he figured out some way to navigate this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here tonight. I'm really excited about it. I'm really stoked about it. So we'll see how it all develops tonight. I'm in the dark. I couldn't prep for this because I don't know how it's going to work. So I'm still waiting to hear about it. So we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be great to have him back in his usual, more than likely his usual typical way. And it's and a lot of our fans were really excited because he is that's kind of and I don't want to put down where we are as a show now, but like I've been saying for the better part of a year, we're trying to make changes for the better, and he is somebody that represents when I felt like we were at our best. So it's good to have him back in the fold, even if it's just for one night, which I think it will be. So it's really cool to have him back. But while we're waiting, we got some other things to do, so we're going to do that instead of waste time. As far as what's coming up with schedule-wise and everything, I'll remind you all of that at the end of the show. I'm not going to do that now. I don't want to waste any time. So let's just jump in here. Let's get to some entertainment stuff right now. Let's jump into the box office beat first and get that done with quickly here while we're waiting for our old buddy here. And just a heads up, if I trail off and I look like I'm distracted, that probably means I'm responding to him and getting things situated. So please don't be bothered by that. I'm trying to focus on that and what I'm doing here. So just be aware of that. Okay, so let's get down to business here. So I would say that last week's box office went about according to plan. In the realm of according to plan. We all figured Shazam would do what it did. It wasn't, was it a great total? It's okay. I think I said about 50-60 million was about right, and it did that 53.5. So it's good. Clearly the sneak preview screens helped. It's helped Aquaman too. So DC, I think you're going to see Warner Brothers DC continue to do this. Up to 193.7 million dollars worldwide on Shazam. So DC looks like going to have another good movie here. It's got very good reviews. I think it's apparently poised to be second. Have another weekend at number one, so that's looking good for them. So right about in the realm of what we thought was Shazam. What was the big surprise of the weekend was Pet Sematary, which I think a lot of people thought maybe you could pull in, and I think myself included, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 million max. I didn't think anybody was clamoring for this movie, but apparently I was wrong. It pulled in $24.5 million on a $21 million budget. So that's terrific. Of all the horror movies that have done decent to better than expected this year, I did not think that this movie would do well. I didn't think there was a market for it. I thought people were all horrored out, but I guess not. So Pet Sematary does much better than expected, which automatically brings this weekend up, especially when Shazam hit its target, basically. Coming in third, dropping from first, was Dumbo, 18.2 million, a 60% drop off, which I think everybody figured after the way it's debuted, it would fall off considerably. It's up to 219.4 million worldwide. It's going to be fine. It's just that's not going to make as much as I think Disney probably hoped. Although maybe internally before the movie came out, they lowered their expectations because it did seem like they started, pulling off the promotion for it late in the game. Like they already knew something wasn't going to work out for this movie, but still, all in all, it's going to make a decent enough profit for them to justify having released it. But they got enough movies this year; they'll be fine. Dropping from second to fourth was Us, 13.7 million, 58% drop off in its third week, which is fine. Especially with Pet Sematary doing what did you figured Us would drop. That was the big horror movie of this particular season, and it's done well enough done well enough, so no concerns there. Captain Marvel dropped from third to fifth. 12.4 million. Obviously, that movie is not in any danger. It's well over $1 billion already. About right for that movie. Then you have The Best of Enemies, which was a limited release that opened at 4.4 million, and that was under 5 million. Everything else was under 5 million. So when you take into account that Shazam did exactly what it was supposed to do, Pet Sematary went above board, and everything else did exactly as you planned, ends up being above expected weekend just because of Pet Sematary alone. So all in all, it's a good weekend, especially for the first weekend of April, which sometimes could be a lull kind of period, unless Easter hits, and then it's a little bit different, or spring break or whatever, and you got some movies coming out. Spring break and Easter's later in the month, so that you got some big movies trailing off at the end of the month. And some of these holdovers will probably do well. So, although I think these are pretty much Easter releases because they're not releasing much at the end of the month because of Endgame. So, but yeah, so pretty good weekend. Now we flip the script to this coming weekend, which features 4 new releases of major note. The biggest release is Missing Link, an animation film from United Artists releasing, opening in over 3,500 theaters, PG, with the voice talents of Zach Galifianakis, Hugh Jackman, Zoe Saldana, Emma Thompson, Stephen Fry, and Timothy Olyphant. It's a stop-motion animated film. Like I said, these are kind of like your spring break Easter movies, just opening in the beginning of the month because, nobody wants to get cut off at the knees by Endgame at the end of the month. It'll do okay, maybe 15 to 20 million. I don't think it'll do much better than that. Honestly, it's just not, summer's coming, and I just don't expect it to do much better than that, really. It might have some legs because of the holiday, but coming soon, but yeah. The second biggest release is Hellboy, an action film from Lionsgate Summit, opening in 3,303 theaters. This is the latest version of Hellboy, starring David Harbour, Mila Djokovic, Ian McShane, Daniel Day Kim. It's R-rated, so that's going to limit it. And look, the Hellboy series, even with the previous version of it, they don't really do huge numbers. So, you're probably looking at about 20, 25 million if it's R rating, maybe even lower than that. It's just not something that's going to do a huge number here, especially with Shazam expected to do decent this weekend again. So after that, you have a comedy called Little, which is opening in 2,667 theaters from Universal, starring Regina Hall, Issa Rae, and Marseille Martin. $20 million budget, PG-13. Not a lot is expected of it. I would say around maybe 9, 10, 11 million. It hasn't been promoted as much as I thought it would. Yeah, so I would say about maybe around 10 million or so seems about right for that one. It's not a huge market there. And then you got a drama called After from Everon, opening in 2,138 theaters, PG-13. Um, Pretty much an unknown cast. It's a young adult adaptation of a film, um, of a book, I should say, adult book adaptation. Again, don't expect a lot from it. If it makes more than $3-4 million, I'll be shocked, shocked. So that one's not going to really figure into things, in my opinion. So everybody's expecting Shazam to win the weekend again. I think it will. I think it will win the weekend about maybe 30 million. Hellboy will probably be up there at second from 18, 19, 20, maybe a little more than that $1 million. And then after that, I think you'll see Dumbo around maybe 11, 12 million. Widow probably around 9 or 10. Us around maybe 8, maybe 9. I'll go 9 million for us. Captain Marvel around 8, 8.5. Maybe close to us with 9. And then everything else I think will be under 5 million, including one of the other new releases from this weekend. After, which I think I'm gonna be lucky if it makes $3 or $4 million. Oh, Missing Link. Forgot about that film. I'm gonna go Missing Link around 6, 7 million. I don't think it's gonna do very well, even if it's 3,500 theaters. Actually, let's scratch that. Put Missing Link around 13, 14 million, which would put it right above everything but Shazam, Hellboy. It'll be right up there with Dumbo. It'll probably be right ahead of Dumbo, so it'll probably be third, and then Dumbo around 11, 12 million. That's how I figure it's going to go. So that's how I figured this weekend's going to go. So overall, it should be a decent weekend. Kind of just not a great weekend. Obviously, focus more on the holdovers if Shazam finishes first again. But a decent enough weekend for the second weekend of April. Next weekend, you only have one new release, and it's not a movie that I expect a lot from. It's called The Curse of La Llorona. It's opening in 3,400 theaters. It's another horror movie. One of these horror movies has to not do well, and that's probably going to be the one. It's R-rated, and we've already had enough horror movies like with Pet Sematary and Us, so that one's probably not going to do very well. It'll be another weekend dominated by holdovers. And then after that, the following week, you got two movies, Breakthrough, a drama, and Penguins, the latest documentary from Disney Nature. So things are going to calm down after this weekend until pretty much Endgame comes out at the end of the month. Then obviously things will pick up from that point through the summer. So yeah, that's the story at the box office right now. Again, not a lot to talk about, just kind of looking at where things are and how things went. So I don't believe that my very, very sleepy co-host has anything to add to the box office beat. Do you, Mike?
Shazam won, didn't it?
Yes.
No, then I don't have anything to add.
And it'll probably win this weekend too. So there you go.
Probably.
All right. So box office beat done. See, told you it'd be quick. Now we got some TV highlights to get to. Which admittedly I don't have a lot of. I finished this because again, over this last month that we haven't been doing them, it's pretty much been college basketball and other sporting events and other things. Watching a lot of wrestling because we went to WrestleMania. I think the only show I consistently watched was Walking Dead because the season ended and it was very good, including the interesting episode that was very good. This has been, to me, this has been the best season of Walking Dead it's ever had. It's in my opinion, as far as consistency goes, it's been from beginning to end. It's been interesting. It's been different. It's got a good vibe to it. It's good, a lot of good character arcs, a lot of good focus on character, good dialogue, very good surprises. Focusing on the right characters, the right actors. I've been very, very impressed with what Andrew King has done. So if you haven't seen season 9 of Walking Dead at any point, and maybe you're a fan that gave up on it, please turn back in. It's been phenomenal this year. Very, very good. I had all but given up on the show, and it was like night and day this season. It really was. I think I might have caught 2 episodes of Gotham in the last month or so, maybe. It's been very good. It's coming to a good conclusion there. Again, just like season 4, I feel like once they started focusing on the right parts of the Batman mythology, they got it right. Even if they took their own liberties with it, they got it right. So, I'm not going to say much about it yet because obviously I got a few things to catch up on. But then, the series is going to be ending in the next couple of weeks. So once that happens, I'll be able to talk about more about that. I don't want to spoil something because I know there's some people out there that are still catching up on it. What else did I watch? I didn't watch a lot. I did catch up with some of the other DC shows and what they're doing. Flash has been okay. I've watched. I don't know why I've seen more Flash than any of the other shows. I did check up on Arrow, but that's a damn mess. But yeah, Felicity's leaving, so I might tune in to see how they work that out. To be honest, just because with her not on the show next season, I'll be interested in it. Let me see, what else did I check out? Is there anything else? Well, let me throw the mic until I can see if I can think of anything else because it's been a long month. Mike, you have anything to throw out there as far as anything that you've checked out from TV that you feel like bringing up?
Oh my god, the list is very light, very low, because I just don't have time.
Right.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is probably the only current show I keep up with. It's fantastic. Obviously, I current shows I go out of my way to watch is very low. I probably am going to start watching Cloak and Dagger again, maybe.
Good one, yeah.
I'm gonna have to start watching that one again. Season was pretty solid. That's on Hulu. Saturday Night Live. Last week's episode was kind of meh. It was very meh. They kind of misunderstood the whole Brexit thing, which is not surprising. But meh. In general, it was meh. I don't care very much for Game of Thrones. Although next week should be better with Adam Sandler and Shawn Mendes. No, it's not. It's Emma Sampson, not Emma Stone. No, it's not Emma Stone.
Yes, I think it is Emma Stone.
Is Emma Stone?
I think it is this week. I
It's
thought
Emma,
it was.
I think it's Emma Stone and BTS.
I think so. I think you're right.
I have no hope for it, but it should be all right, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I've been catching up on Canadian show Letterkenny. That's funny.
It is Emma Stone. Emma Stone and BTS, and then they're off till May 4th when Adam Sandler hosts for the first time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
And Shawn Mendes. Adam Sandler and Shawn Mendes on May 4th.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. But when it comes to so Emma Stone and BTS,
Yep.
I couldn't tell you anything about BTS. I don't care. But I know they're popular. Sure.
Okay.
But excuse me. But yeah, Canadian show Letterkenny. I'm slowly making my way through that thanks to Hulu. It's been fun. That show's fun. I've only been briefly familiar with it. It gets better as it goes along. That you could find that on Crave Online, but I know in America it's on Hulu, and yeah, so it's basically been that. I don't have very much to watch. I'm kind of catching up on Endeavor, which is on Masterpiece. We missed an entire season, so season or two. That's been all right so far. I've been enjoying it. There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to rack my. I probably did watch more, but it's been a month. It's been over a month, so a lot of things I probably watched in passing between like a bunch of other things. So it's kind of hard to remember. I don't know. Listen, if I think of something, I'll add it to next week. But as of right now, I think that's all I can really, off the top of my head, think of. I'm pretty sure there was probably one or two other things, but that's all I can think of right now. So I'll keep to the ones I can remember. I guess that's it. That's why we haven't been doing the segment. It's been hard for us, all of us, to really get in some TV, enough TV to really factor into our brains. So it's gonna be a summer. This summer, I might be doing a lot of binge watching. But yeah, so we tried our best, folks. It's TV highlights, best we can do. I'm sorry, the segment's been dying for a while, but hopefully we'll amp it up a little bit in the next couple weeks. So All right, so we have one more topic to discuss other than the return of Jeff Tech. So let's just do it now while we're waiting for him. He is working things out. He is going to be joining me by I don't have Yahoo Messenger anymore. So we're working on that right now. So I'm going to have to fix that for right now. So he's going to see if he has an alternate means where I don't have to do it. If I have to do it, I'll have to do it. But that's what we're working on right now. But right now we're going to talk about the big news of the day because it's really, really big news. Disney Plus was unveiled today at their Disney investors meeting, and it unveiled a huge amount of content. Some that we knew about and some that we did not know about. Very, very interesting stuff, including a lot of stuff pertaining to what they now own by Fox, which I'm sure is interesting to a lot of people. Um, that they confirmed that it's going to launch on November 12th. The monthly subscription will cost $6.99 a month, with an annual subscription set at $69.99. Pretty affordable. It will contain 7,500 episodes, 25 original series, 400 library movie titles, and 100 recent theatrical film releases will be available. The service will be ad-free and will be available on gaming consoles, smart TVs, and connected streaming devices. They will allow downloading, meaning all content from the service will be accessible offline. Captain Marvel will be available on day one of the service's launch, and so will Disney's entire signature collection. The extensive Disney Plus library, including Mary Poppins, Alice in Wonderland 2010, and much more, will be available the day the streaming service launches. Here's where things get interesting, and Mike, I'm sure your ears will perk up quite a lot here. To celebrate the upcoming Frozen 2, a first-of-its-kind documentary series called Into the Unknown, Making Frozen 2 will feature behind-the-scenes looks at the film. All Pixar films will be available on the first year of launch, with theatrical shorts, including the Oscar-winning Bao. A new short called Lamp Life, featuring Toy Story's Bo Peep, will also be available. Big news for Marvel fans. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany will be reprising their roles as Wanda Maximoff and Division in the Disney Plus series WandaVision. Tom Hiddleston will be starring in a series titled Loki. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan will also be teaming up in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's also reported that Jeremy Renner will be returning as Hawkeye in a TV series that will transition the Hawkeye role to Kate Bishop. So that one has been confirmed yet, but apparently it's out there. And all the other ones have been confirmed. So we might as well just bring that one up. There is also, Star Wars fans know this, a couple of series is involved with them. Diego Luna and Alan Tudyk will be joining forces once again for a new show called based on Cassian Andor. Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian will be the first ever live-action Star Wars series. There's a couple other movies, including a live-action Lady and the Tramp. Noelle, a holiday comedy starring Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader. Timmy Failure, based on the book series by the same name. Stargirl, based on the best-selling book. And Togo, starring Willem Dafoe, tells the real-life tale of a man, his lead sled dog's journey through the Alaskan tundra. There will be 250 hours of content from National Geographic, including content will also include Oscar winner Free Solo in the World According to Jeff Goldblum. Disney Channel content, including original movies, including the new Phineas and Ferb movie and High School Musical, the musical, the series. There'll be other previous announced unscripted series available. The Sound of Music to Malcolm in the Middle will also be available. Of course, that's all owned by Fox. And also, Disney Plus will service the exclusive streaming home of all 30 seasons of The Simpsons. And there's more that just was announced. There will be a Sandlot TV series. And also, apparently, they're going to be adapting Love, Simon as a TV series.
Yes, I know. I was going to get to it, but you stole my thunder. Fuck
well, because I got all this press releases right here.
Stole my thunder. Fuck you.
Oh, for crying out loud. Well, is there anything else I missed?
You know what? No, you didn't. You stole my thunder. I was going to do the Love, Simon thing.
Sorry.
I was going to say, since Disney got it from Fox, that Love, Simon is now a Disney property, and they were going to plan on adapting it for a franchise or a series. But you know what, Brian? You stole my thunder. You know, we're done. We're done for the moment. We're done for the moment.
If it helps, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
You keep talking. You keep talking. I know you just like keep rambling on in your old age. I know you just want to keep jumping down your throat. It's fine.
How was I supposed to know that you wanted that story? What, am I psychic?
You should have been right there. You should have known. You should have known.
Hmm.
You should have saw Love Simon and you'd be like, oh, I bet Mike is going to know about that.
I didn't
Maybe I
think.
should say, hey, Mike, do you know about this story? I would have, hey, Brian. Yes, I do.
Well,
Love Simon's come, but you know what? You know what, Brian? You know what? It's fine now. It's fine.
okay,
Cat's out of the
okay.
bag. Cat's out of the bag.
Well, listen.
And,
If
and,
it
and you know, and you know what, Brian. Also, you know what? Fuck you.
if it helps in the future, if it's something that you like, I'll be sure to defer to you first before I say something about it. Will that help?
It should. You
Okay.
should have done that to begin with. You
Well,
should know better by now. But you know what, Brian? You know what? You know what, Brian? Fuck you.
thank you. That's gonna be bleeped. All right. So, well, I'll just apologize and say I'm sorry, and that's where I'll leave it. But anyway, yeah, that's how long until they do something with The Greatest Showman? Seriously. But anyway, because you know it's probably coming. But anyway, that's a lot of news to take in, a lot of announcements, lots of cool things there, lots of content. So there's gonna be a lot of things to unpack there once that debuts. So clearly they're gonna get a lot of people subscribing right out of the gate. Well, Mike, your thoughts on all that, all this fine content that was announced today?
You know what? I was going to give my thoughts after I did the Love Simon thing. So it's you know what? It's nice to finally talk about it. But you know what? No, it's okay. 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 Fuck you. It's okay. You know what though? You know it's fine. It's fine. I
Sure.
think at $6.99 a month, it's really good. I'm not going to say it's a Netflix killer because it's not, but it's a lot of content for a decent price. And I think for the amount of content you're going to get, it may be worth it.
Yeah.
Because I know when we were at trivia tonight, my sister and I were kind of discussing, yeah, it would definitely be kind of worth adding it on with Netflix and Hulu to kind of get the Disney Plus, especially with all these additional Marvel shows. I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier looks really cool, and of course Loki, and you know what, WandaVision, okay, and what sold her was the Love Simon news,
Yeah.
development, because I liked the movie. She loved the movie. So the fact that it was in development and Disney's going to make use of the property is a very good thing. So we're interested in that. Frozen 2, behind the scenes. Well, they do a behind the scenes thing on everything. So what?
Yeah.
They already have my money for it. Who cares? So what?
Yeah.
All I want for them to do is a behind the scenes featurette on Disney's newest. I'm not going to say princess. I'm going to say empress. Disney's newest empress of tomorrow. Just want an Oscar featurette on Disney Plus. Specifically, I wanted to do a feature on WWE because now they've partnered. Disney Plus now is partnered with WWE. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Why not?
Why not? Camp WWE featured on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The Kevin Owens show. I don't know. I think it's going to be a good deal. I think it's going to be worth buying.
I mean, I was already debating buying the DC thing, but then they still don't have really a lot of content on there. Like, they have some things that I'm interested in, but like a lot of the things that I'm interested in, they're already putting on Netflix. So, like, I'm not gonna pay the premium price for it when I still have access to a lot of the stuff I'm interested in. But this, like $6.99 and getting all this right out of the gate, and like all this amount of content, and then within the first year they're probably going to have even more because they're going to want more and more subscribers. So yeah, this is totally worth it. And it's, look, yeah, they probably spoiled some Endgame stuff here where some of these characters are going to be used, because don't tell me it's all going to be prequels, because it isn't. Maybe the Loki one might be, but the rest of it, I can't imagine it being prequels. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of interesting, characters that, properties that don't really get their due are finally going to get a chance to get their due and get more expansion. And it's good. I think they're doing great things with this, and I figured they would. And to have a Star Wars TV series for the first time is really, really cool. A lot of these things are things that we've all hoped for years. And the opportunity to have the full Disney library, including stuff that's in the vault. You know how hard that is. So it's just a cool, really. It's going to be a way to get some of these older classic movies over to a new generation, and also to get some new content out about current favorites. So it's look, there's no bad in this. It's for a good. And yeah, we know within the first 5 years the price will probably go up. But by that point, it's going to be looked at as a good deal, because we're going to have so much content that you're not going to want to get rid of it. So they're very smart to be playing it the way they are. So cool on Disney. We all knew it would be good, but they broke the internet with it today. So that's what they like to do. They have so many properties now, they can break the internet every single time they announce something. All right. This is really perfect timing. He's not known for this, because he's just not. He's always used to be very poorly timed in how he got involved with things. But
Yeah, usually blasting a little early or blasting super late, and there's no in between.
yeah. Very true, Mike. Very true. But yeah, he it's like he knew that we had to get through some things tonight, and he waited. Of course, he likes to wait till later in the night. That's his thing. It's his prime time of evening for himself. But yeah, he is here, and look, we worked it out. We got, and I had to re-download Yahoo Messenger, but it's okay. We'll deal with that for one night. Next time, maybe you can join us on a contemporary message service, Jeff Tech. But yeah, Jeff Tech is here right now. He is here. He has messaged me. We are responding to each other. He is here. So clearly, he's not going to call in and appear on screen. But I'm going to ask him a few questions. He has some time. We're not going to go very long here, because we all want to get to sleep, and other things are going on. But he is here, so we welcome him in. Punctual as always. But yeah, perfect timing, because we got through everything before, and so this is it. This is the end of the show. So perfect to have the main attraction at the end, the main event. So I'm going to first ask him. Well, I've already asked him. I'm just waiting for a reply. Why is it that after all these years, because I didn't realize this, Mike, it's been 5 years. Nearly 5 years since he's been involved with us. So it's been, you didn't think it was 5, but it has been. I thought it was only like 2 or 3, but it's been 5, I guess. So yeah, so I asked him, I said, well, after 5 years, you can't even come on the air, or like, even just like, let's hear your voice. We don't have to see you. But he thinks that he's created this persona now. See, he has his personal reasons why he can't, but now he's using the excuse that it's part of his charm that he doesn't reveal himself at all. Sure. So now he's going to continue to consistently do it this way, because it's just the way he is.
Whatever
so
gets rocks off.
Yeah, seriously. That I probably should have typed that into him. But anyway, I asked him, why you can't do that. That's what he had said. But let me give you his exact wording right now, because he just sent it to me. It's who I am now to the audience. And you all know I have my personal reasons why. So yeah, there you go.
Sure.
All right, so now, while we have him here, we of course have to ask him what he's been up to. Now, he apparently has already prepared a reply for this, because it's a very, very long reply. Because it has been 5 years. And obviously he can't tell us every detail about every single thing he's done in 5 years. But I asked for like the interesting stuff, not the more mundane stuff. And so I'm waiting. So he's apparently posting this now, because he said he had it prepared, because he knew that was going to be a question that I was going to ask. Obviously, because like, where have you been? What have we been doing? Because I have reached out to him a couple times over the years. So I'm waiting for it. And here it is. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy crap. Wow. All right. So I'm going to read this. Oh my God. So folks, okay, it is 11:05. So hopefully most people that would deem this inappropriate are in bed. Um, okay, so thankfully this is stuff that I can say on the air. It's not that bad, but it's also stuff that like if you have like somebody like a a teenager or something, you might want them to not hear because you don't. If you're somebody that wants to like not want inappropriate stuff in your teenagers ear, then you don't want to listen to this. All right, so here we go. So been a very busy 5 years. Had two more kids. Brings the grand total to six. I didn't realize. Did he have four kids before we last talked to him?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Grand total to six. Life is incredibly busy. I work three jobs. My wife works two. I am on my second wife. Me and my first had issues, and that went south very quickly. We are still cordial and good friends, and there's no problems on that end. No problems on that end. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so things are good with the family. Very, very hard to do some of the things that you want to do around the house with six children. There's already been some very, very close calls with some toys around the house. I'll let you use your imagination to imagine what kind of toys those were.
Micro machines.
Yes, of course. Oh God, micro machines are so fun. um, okay, where was I? Yeah, there is. So we already had a couple close calls. There's been some officials called a number of times, wondering if we were right for our children. Thankfully, those were close calls, but we actually consider ourselves model parents now after some bumps in the road. Let's see. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. As far as my health, well, that continues to be a source of discussion. Yes, I still take unnecessary risks. Yes, I still do things I should not do. Yes, I have been in jail a few more times since you guys last talked to me, mostly for inappropriate behavior because things get out of hand when I go to public events. I do have an issue with that, and it's not always because of alcohol. Good to know. Sometimes it is just me being me and not really caring about what people think and not really caring about boundaries. Let's see. I no longer have a license, not because I drank and drive, but because my wife thinks it's irresponsible for me to drive because she's afraid of the things I might do on my way home or on my way to work. So my license came up for expiration. She told me that it would be in my best interest as a human being and as a father and husband to not renew that license and not face the temptation of driving. Out of respect for your rating, I'm being very unspecific in my details. So again, let your imagination wander.
Public masturbation. That was my imagination's wandering.
Yeah, I really can't imagine it being anything else. Like I said, as far as my health goes, it's up and down. I've had many different issues, some of which you already know about from past experiences that I've had, some of which I have from new experiences. Because, like I said, and I've always said, every person I've ever been with believes in a very wide open relationship. Oh my God. Some people just never learn, Mike.
Yep.
Never learn. Never learn.
Never will.
So yeah, things are going well. I missed the show. I miss you guys. It was always a good time. One thing you can share is with your old buddy Justin. I make regular trips to Canada now for my job, and no offense to Canadians, but I don't get the appeal.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Nice, nice, nice. I've also been wondering about some of the aspects of the show that used to be such focal points. I do tune into the show from time to time, and I miss aspects of the show that no longer are a big consideration, like the film elitist and some of the old segments you guys used to do. I wonder if a lot of that left because of me. I feel badly responsible for helping to bring the show down. You're not, trust me. YouTube's done a good job of that. I just felt the need to throw that out. That's probably gonna get blocked, but whatever. Okay, what else? Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I can't see. Okay, there it is. I know this might seem very bland, and I know Brian probably hyped the hell out of this because that's what he does. But again, it's very hard to go into more detail without going into such details that many people probably don't want to hear about, and I probably shouldn't talk about. So, not to annoy our fan base here, but not to annoy our fan base here, but Brian and Mike will probably hear the non PG version of this off the air. Which I will regale Brian with at a later time, probably tonight. Probably tonight. As for whether I'd ever return to the show, well, time is a huge issue with me, but I made it a point to try to carve out some time after having a couple conversations with Brian this week about the future of the show. I'm going to make it more of a point to regularly visit the show at the very least. That's cool. That's cool. And hopefully that will add some dimension to it going forward. Hope all is well with everybody. Again, I feel bad for being scarce with the details here, but at the end of the day, I also don't want to be too inappropriate, especially now that you guys are on YouTube and you're trying to protect somewhat of a rating. So with that, I will bid you all adieu. At least as far as unless Brian has any other further questions. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into what I've been up to. Again, scarce on details, but just enough to whet your appetites.
I believe wet is the inappropriate term there.
I do have one more question. Because I've been wondering this. Because I asked him this when he first reached out to me, and I didn't get an answer, but I still haven't gotten an answer about 2 days later. Why now? Like, why on my birthday and not like any of the anniversaries and stuff that I asked you to come back on? That would be my question. Because I feel like there's a method to his madness here. Like, why? Because after all this time of not answering, it just answers me back on Tuesday. So let's see if he has an answer for that. Again, he can't stick around very long. Mostly because he's having some issues apparently on his computer. Jeff Tech, that's, when you go to certain sites, that can happen. You got to get a better firewall, buddy. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah. It was just the right time, and I had the week off. And this is probably the first week off that I've had in over 2 years.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, so let me see if he is leaving now. Okay, well then that was nice. That was nice for 5 minutes. You acted like you were gonna be here for half the show, you jerk. You freaking jerk. I hyped up a 5-minute segment. Happy birthday to me.
5 minutes in paradise, Brian. Sometimes that's what you get. It's like a Disney ride.
He's all. He's always been very quick, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, here, wait. I had planned for more, but fatherhood calls. Got some issues going on. Make it up to you at a later date. Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. That's fair. I understand that. How many times have I had to run off to be with the daughter? It happens. It happens. Okay. That's a good excuse. If it was something more inappropriate, I would have been really pissed off. But whatever. So I'd be like, dude, you can hold your horses. But all right, so he's bidding us farewell. So he apparently will be visiting us in the future. So good night, Jeff Tech, and thank you for joining us as long as you could. And again, we'll be having him in the future here, so that's good to know. Again, we want him to feel like he can come on anytime, and be involved with the show in any which way he can. So that's cool that he came by. Again, I wish he'd be more active and like appear on screen and stuff. But that's been a battle that I've been fighting for years now. So good luck with that. But yeah, so that's. We thank Jeff Tech for coming by, and hope again we'll be talking to him in the future, or hearing from him in the future. So, really quickly before I wind down, folks, I know I'm gonna get mail. People are gonna be disappointed that I think he legitimately meant to be on more. I really do. He didn't go through the hassle of having me download Messenger and doing all this stuff, only to be on here for 5 minutes. Okay, he if something probably did legitimately come up. Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Again, that's out of our control. Sometimes, when he's got 6 kids, chances are, there's going to be stuff that happens that you have to deal with. It's just the way it is. But really quickly before we wind down, I feel the need to say this because over the last couple of days, I've gotten some great, beautiful birthday wishes, and you guys, girls, have done that over the years. Very, 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 very well. You've always, treated us well, and even during the holidays and that, you send stuff. And any of us are going through a tough time or things are going on, you've been great. But one of the things I want to say, and then we'll cut off the air here. A number of you said, some among the nice birthday wishes you said, and you said this on the anniversary too, but it happened a lot more during this month than I thought. This month building up to my birthday. Thank you for continuing to do this and trying to, do different things with it and everything, because you sense that our lives have become a lot more busy. You sense that things are a little bit more difficult. We start the show late all the time. There's things going on. That we've been in and out, and there's been a lot. Basically, that life has been coming at us. That. But you said, look, the voice, the words of gratitude, and all the nice, respectful things you've said, lately, and especially over the last year, it's been really, really cool, and it's been really nice to see. And it's the only reason why I continue to do this at this point. That, and the fact that I'm trying to get it to a point where I can, expand it, make some money off, and do some things with it. Because I've invested 8 years, something has to be done. It's just the way it is. But yeah, some of the things that I've received over the last, really it's been over the last year. You guys have always been good about it, but over the last year especially, and then this last month, because it's like you all remember my birthday a month in advance. It's crazy. And I'm not even saying that to toot my own horn and pat myself on the back, which I'll do in a few minutes, but you legitimately, like, within a month, you start sending me birthday wishes. Like that's crazy. Nobody does that. That's crazy that you do that. And I know some of you I've known before I started the show on message boards. I get that, but you still don't have to do that. And you all really do a lot more than a lot of fan bases would do. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. It's actually touching for that. So thank you. It does stroke my ego a little bit, but that I do that anyway. So. But yeah, so thank you I just wanted to take a moment to thank you all for all that, because that means a lot. So thank you for that. And we keep trying to give you something worthwhile. And there's been a lot of things that we've talked about doing, and they've been put off constantly, but things are going to be going on. And finally, we got a lot of details narrowed down, a lot of cool things going on. Better way of doing things, and a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be doing. And I think that you're all going to really, really love it, and I mean that. It's going to be happening in these next 2 months. So it's going to be cool to see happen as it unfolds. So, and I'm actually going to talk a little bit about that next week, because we're going to have more time next week to do that. So, all right. So enough rambling on. We got to get off going. Everybody's sleepy. Everybody wants to get to the weekend, so let's do that. Now we're going to wind down here. As always, the show might be yours. That means you have to stop interacting, contribute to the show, continue to have your voice heard, send us your questions about the show and the scheduling of the show, topic ideas of breaking news items, various sports, entertainment, wrestling you want us to cover, reactions, comments, opinions, and things we talked about on the show, things we said, topic ideas, again, breaking news items, questions about the show. Any of these things you can do by email, Facebook, and Twitter. You can email us at itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. Remember to use the hashtag hashtag itspotlight411 for anything to tweet regarding our show. Pardon me. And again, you can find us on Facebook. Just search for our show title in the Spotlight 411. And when you find our page, fan page, like our page, so you can interact with us, know what's going on with the show and all that good stuff. So again, social media, Facebook and Twitter, follow us so you can know if there's any schedule changes to the show, know what's going on with the show, interact with us, and be able to do all that stuff that's important and also fun too. You have two ways to keep up with the show and look back at classic episodes. You can either stream us anytime on YouTube. Just search In the Spotlight 411 on YouTube. When you do, you'll be taken to our show page on YouTube where you can stream every episode we ever produced on YouTube. It's every episode from October 2015 right up to tonight's current episode. You want to stream any of those episodes, head over to YouTube right now and search In the Spotlight 411, assuming you're not already on YouTube watching us. If streaming's not your thing, maybe prefer to listen to us or just listen to us on the go. Maybe instant older episodes of the show. Any of that applies to you. Check us out on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes. Search In the Spotlight 411. And when you do, you'll be taken to our show pages on both sites where you have access to every episode we've ever done in the over 8 years we've been doing the show. So every episode from our original Blog Talk Radio run, every episode from our talk show run, which was a lot of Jeff Tech, and every episode from our current YouTube run, all transferred into audio format for your convenience. Every episode we've ever done in audio format for your convenience, all listed in order from the most recent, that being tonight's, way back to the oldest, way back in October 2010. Those episodes available for you to listen to anytime you want, whether you're catching up on episodes, check out an episode again, missed a part of an episode, want to look back on episodes from way back when, whether you're an old fan or a new fan wants to look at an episode like that for the first time. If any of that applies to you, check us out on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes, to search In the Spotlight 411. So again, Google Plus, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Google Plus, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, ways to keep with the show and look back at classic episodes. Search In the Spotlight 411. Again, search In the Spotlight 411. Again, I know it wasn't what we thought. Again, duty called for him. He had to leave quick, but again, I do think he was anticipating being here longer, but he wasn't. But he did his best. We do thank Jeff Tech for being here as short as it was, so thank you to him. Hopefully, we'll be talking to him in the future soon. He said he will be, so that's good. I want to thank Mike for being here tonight. Thank you, Mike.
I'm going to sleep now.
Okay. Thank myself and our great show, Pat, myself, back, and thank all of you for your continued support and contribution to the show. Thank you so much for watching. To those who will be watching, listening to this later in the archive, thank you to you as well. It wasn't the biggest birthday celebration. Again, it was really just about Jeff Tech because I just didn't have anything else to offer with that. But still, it was cool for what it was. So, again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. I had a decent day yesterday, and I got some more stuff coming up this weekend, so it's cool. But thank you again for that. That is it for this week. Next week, 2 shows, both at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday, we'll cover everything from wrestling, Raw, SmackDown, any big wrestling news, and there'll probably be a live. There's been a lot of news this week. Sports, we'll have the Masters. Looks like it's going to be a good tournament. Tiger's right in the thick of things. Rory's right in the thick of things. It's going to be great. If you had to ask me who I'd predict right now, it'd probably be Rory McIlroy because of the way he's playing, but we'll see. We'll talk Masters. We'll talk the end of the NBA season, the playoffs. We'll make some playoff predictions because, I don't worry about, even though the series are going to start this weekend, I don't mind making predictions a couple of series in. That's the way it goes. A couple games in. That's the way I always do things. With the playoffs, we just didn't have time this week, so we'll do the predictions on Tuesday. We'll also talk about the end of Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki's career. The way that the NBA did it was great. If you haven't watched it, please check out the clips on YouTube. It's been great to watch. We'll talk about all that and more as far as sports and wrestling goes on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, sports entertainment combo edition, box office beat, TV highlights, any other big entertainment stuff we have to cover. And we'll do a little bit of sports on Thursday because we do that once in a while. Sometimes we do combo shows and such, but we can't fit the baseball preview in on Tuesday, so we're going to do it on Thursday. So we'll do a baseball preview, which I've been teasing for the last couple of weeks. Now that we're a couple of weeks into the season, I feel like it's a good time to do it. So we'll do it on Thursday of next week, make predictions and all that cool stuff. And that's coming up next week. The week after that, we'll only be on one day. That'll be on Tuesday. Because Thursday we'll be going to see Avengers Endgame. That Tuesday will be a sports entertainment wrestling combo show. You know what that means. Everything that we do in a week, we'll be doing in one night. So, and that's what's coming up over the next couple of weeks. So until next week, I hope you have a great rest of your night, a great weekend, a great start to your week. Next week, we'll see you back here for our next show this coming Tuesday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, have a good night, everybody.